What's going on, guys? It's Red Bull Tanker, and welcome to my debrief for Operation Radar. All right, well, overall, it was a good game. Um, just kind of trying to put together our rules with Imperious leaders, updated rules, some issues, some concerns, some things that worked well. I think overall, I guess we'll just kind of let's see, where do we want to start? Okay, first off, we'll start up here. Bridges. So me and Airsoft Commando kind of talked it over, and basically what we are going to change for the bridges is there's only going to be one bridge per territory. Then the bridge will allow you to connect to um, whatever adjacent territory there is. Um, Damage for the bridge, as if the bridge is damaged, no units can go across it. Um, and Paying it off as one IPC. Our we're a little like we're a little split. Airsoft Commando wants to do something where it's like once you pay off a bridge, you have to wait an extra turn before you can use the bridge. I'm not sure about that yet, um, but it may be something just to play test. Um, but yeah, we're gonna change up the number of bridges, and then we're gonna change up the damage rules for the bridges for that. Let's see here next. Um, I like one thing too. I'm gonna change the South Korean setup again. Taking away the American defenders definitely made it easier, kind of maybe more closer to history of how quickly the North Koreans secured Seoul. But for purposes of the game, once the North Koreans took Seoul, and there were some lucky dice rolls I think in there too that helped really seal their victory. But I'm definitely going to maybe replace the lost American forces with maybe a couple extra infantry for South Korea to start around here. Next, not much else to change here on the board. I think everything worked out pretty well. Tank destroyers were fun to play with. So definitely be keeping those. Same with self-propelled artillery. One thing that we are thinking about doing is air transports. Infantry will be able to do airborne assaults. So probably do it like Axis and Allies rules. Um, Air transports can take, or probably even like one of our games where air transports can take two infantry, fly up to however many spaces to drop paratroopers and then to bring them back. I know the Korean War didn't see a lot of airborne operations as far as I know. I only know of like one or two. But just just something else to just something else to consider on this. Maybe 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 do like a extra rule or something where um or I don't know. But we are, like I said, we are thinking about maybe throwing paratroopers into this game. Um, and then I think that's it for that. Get rid of the supply track. Um, Playing it twice, I remember why I don't like it at all. So we're gonna get rid of the supply track. We're gonna go back to um, the allies just having to sit here for a turn before they can deploy. Um, and then let's see here. We are going to keep we are going to keep the Soviets and the whole idea. We are going to keep the Soviets and the nukes, though I know Airsoft Commando is very much burnt out on nukes, especially after reading Harry Turtledove's Cold War Hot book. He likes to say that a lot. He's very burnt out on nuclear weapons, and maybe that was something that I should have experimented in this game. Was the U.S. actually using the nukes and then the the Soviets coming in? Oh, one thing we are going now that I'm looking up here, one thing we are going to probably take out the terrain rules, and we're probably just going to we're going to take out the terrain and weather, and we're just going to keep um, keep everything where mech, self-propelled tanks, and tank destroyers can move 2 spaces. Another thing, oh, speaking of which, another thing that we're thinking about changing, self-propelled artillery is no longer going to. We're going to also revert back to some of our old, like some of the traditional Axis and Ally rules where artillery supports infantry, not tanks and aircraft. However, self-propelled artillery will now be 1-for-1, not 2-for-1, like it always used to be. So we're going to go back to artillery supporting infantry. We're going to play with tank destroyers a little bit, since tank destroyers logically were used more for defensive value instead of offensive value. So we are thinking about flipping it, where like tank destroyers attack at a 2 but defend at a 3. So we are playing around with that idea for all tank destroyers. What else was there? I think that was pretty much it for that. And so, and then coming up to here, we're not going, we're taking out 1 turn per month. We are going to go back to what it is now, which is 18 turn. Yeah, it's an 18 turn game, 18 turns, and we're gonna stick with that. 38 turns is just way too long, so we are going to revert back down to 18 turns for the entire game. And I think that's everything. So that is going to be it for Operation Radar, guys. I don't really have a plan yet to play this again. I think I'm going to keep just kind of looking around with the rules for a little bit. I also had Imperious Leader reach out to me about looking over some of his own rules that he wrote and giving him feedback on that. So I, like I said, right now I don't have plans to play any. I don't have any other plans for games at this moment. But as always, just be on the lookout for an announcement on what I do next. So that's going to be it for now, guys. And as always, take care.